Is that your friend?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, friend. Say hi. Yeah, hi.
Oh, that is exciting.
This is
She's like, oh my gosh, another child. I haven't seen another child in so long. Kind of human.
I'm so excited. Oh, you're giving her your flirt. Is that your flirty face?
Dude, you have so many teeth.
Yeah. He's got almost a full mouthful at this point, I feel like.
That's amazing. We have 2 top and like 2 halves on the bottom.
Yeah, yeah. They were brutal coming in. Hey. You don't need to yell. You don't need to yell. She's like, ooh, sorry.
Lily's like, what are these kids doing?
He's just staring at Kyla. He's probably longing for like other friends his age so bad because he's gone from like a daycare environment where he could play.
Oh, yeah.
So he sees another baby and he's like, oh my gosh, a friend.
I'm so lonely.
Can you play with me?
We are 2. We are 2, bud. Yeah?
Sorry.
Really?
I will mute you. Yeah.
I bribed Kyla with raisins to maybe let us have some. Yeah, I'll refill this box. She's like, they're stuck in the bottom.
I don't think I've ever given Lucas raisins. I should though.
I just started and it is a game changer. They love them.
They sell them in like those little boxes, right?
Mm-hmm. So we bought, this is sweet, we're cheating with them. We bought a bag of the little cardboard boxes, which she loves. And then we bought these that just have like the tube of them.
And then you refill them. Smart.
Right?
Smart. We might have to get you some raisins.
Because this entertains us. But sometimes we get annoyed because it gets stuck in there. Yeah.
Ben, what's your daughter's name?
Lily.
Oh,
Hi,
Can you hear
Lily.
me?
Now I can hear you.
Oh, her name is Lily.
Say hi, Lily. Say hello.
Hi, Lily.
Is that another friend?
I like your name.
Yeah, Lily, I like your necklace. It's very pretty.
Look, she's like, oh, my outfit? Look at her. Oh, another baby.
Another baby.
Quarantine hair, don't care.
Hi. Oh, another one. All the Kate and Company children. Yeah.
Lucas, I like your personality, man.
My kids are at daycare.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's a in-home daycare.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Yeah, right? You can probably.
Rachel has a day
Fun.
off. Man, I said Rachel has a day off. It's really like the day off, but that means you have to work.
Yeah, I'm agent of the day today.
Thank you.
It's a day off from momming, which means you have to do real life things as hard and as fast as you can.
I know. I may scrub a toilet. I don't know. I have real low expectations of myself on the cleaning aspect.
I saw a mom recently who posted on her Instagram story. She said, "My kids got a nap. What should I do with my time?" It's like, work as hard and as fast as you can.
Go.
Hurry! You only have a couple hours.
I know.
You don't understand.
And I ate a cheeseburger for breakfast.
Oh my God. That sounds so good. No, I want a cheeseburger.
That's awesome.
Yeah, say things like that to a pregnant woman. Awesome. Okay. Started, friends? We don't have to. We can talk more about cheeseburgers.
That sounds yummy.
I haven't had a cheeseburger in such a long time.
Why is that?
Well,
Punishing yourself?
I'm trying. Yeah, it's just like I'm just trying to suffer. I'm trying, first of all, to make good choices, but also it's more about I have not been out to eat since, a couple months because I've been at home with Kyla.
Yeah.
And I don't usually make my own burgers. Not really.
Tamara made some last night that were yummy. It's all about the seasoning, I think. You got to get the right seasoning.
Yeah, that makes sense. You have to do it right. And that takes effort. So, I'm more like a pasta and veggies kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yum.
But maybe I'll, make my dad come over here and do some burgers. Okay. Raisins.
We're going to have a guest joining in, Kat. I just put a post on Facebook. And Susan Ling, she's a nice lady. I don't know if y'all know who she is.
I don't know. Susan Ling.
She just asked for a link.
That is awesome.
Crap. How do I send her a message?
Yeah, she gets in. I did mix. Kyla did not do well with her sleeping early this morning, which Tyler handled like a wonderful angel. And he slept in, and so I got creative with our pancakes and mixed banana in them, and it was really good. But not as good as a cheeseburger.
No, it's never. I'm getting Chick-fil-A for lunch. I told the kids if they finish their work by noon, that's their reward.
What if they
Kat, I had that chicken that you told me how to cook the other night, and Bobby said it was awesome. So
did it go well?
it went really well. I'm learning how to cook on a cast iron skillet, but I kind of have a really crappy one and a really good one. And I wanted to use my really crappy one, and it was really crappy. Let me tell you.
Cast iron skillets are the best.
The only
Love.
problem with this one is I think the idiots who lived in my house who rented it from me put it in the dishwasher, which is why it's kind of messed up. I think I figured it out.
Rusty?
No, I actually
fix it.
y'all. It might be.
Yeah, you can get it back.
It's not rusty, but it's not. I don't know. I think I need to make my cast iron skillets non-stick, which I think you can.
Yeah, you can scrub.
What?
Yeah, what you do is you scrub it down with a Brillo pad, and then you take any type of oil. I mean, not olive oil, but vegetable oil, and you wipe the whole skillet with that, and then put it in the oven at 375, 400. And let it bake for a little bit.
Okay, I might do that. I've heard
Mom hacks.
I read somewhere. Yeah, mom hacks. I'm not a mom.
It off. Scrub.
This is just life hacks if you want a cast iron skillet. I've heard someone say use salt to clean it.
Yeah, don't put soap on it.
Yeah, I know that. But use salt to get nasty stuff off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for the tips.
And then you just put it
Is that for you or me?
After you wash it, you just put it on the
Yeah,
stove
you eat it,
on
buddy.
low heat until all the water dries.
Okay, good
Have you done
idea.
your work?
Thanks, friends.
Okay, if you don't finish, you're not going to Chick-fil-A.
He means it.
Bribing children.
Did anybody in Cleveland go to the Thai food truck the other day?
What?
Yeah, it was at in the
Where's
courthouse
the
area.
Thai food truck?
It was
You have your worksheet.
it was a Thai food truck, and it went to Goochland Pharmacy area.
That's awesome.
That sounds
What was
very
called?
sketchy.
I love
It was-
Thai food.
It was good. I didn't get it, but I saw people's pictures, and they said it was amazing. I saw
Really?
a food truck today, this morning, but I don't know if they were setting up or just getting gas.
The question, Rachel, is: are they still alive today?
Yeah.
Yeah, just with a little diarrhea, it's fine.
Thai food.
The spiciness.
Just a little dehydrated.
You
There's
have
no
to
why.
get Thai people hot, and then it will just cleanse your system because you'll poop it all out.
Yeah, it's so good for you.
Yeah.
I would kill for some good Indian food right now.
Oh my gosh. Anoka's doing dinner every night, but they do lunch on Fridays and Saturdays.
I know Leha is
There's Susan Ling. You got her?
Hey, Susan. You
Hi,
might be
Susan.
muted. You have to unmute yourself. Everybody, this is Susan.
hello.
Hi, Susan.
You don't have to say hi.
Wait, it
Fine.
doesn't look like she got in.
Is she not in?
What the heck?
Yeah, I don't think she got in.
Tell her
Did
to
somebody
try.
decline her?
Duke.
No,
blocked her.
I hit admit, or yeah, I hit admit.
Admit her.
I don't see her on here.
Maybe you have to add her again. Hold on. Yeah, she's not on here now.
What the heck?
She must have saw my face and ran away.
She was like, wrong group chat.
It's like not the group I wanted to be.
Exit, exit, exit.
She's like, I don't know these people.
Abort mission. They're talking about diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
Yep. I would take some diarrhea if it meant I got to eat Indian food right now.
Welcome to the Keaton and Company team, where we talk about really weird stuff. Oh, there's a guest. Actor question.
Just so you know, the meeting has been recording for about 12 minutes now.
Great, great. Why do you start recording before the meeting starts?
Because the meeting was supposed to start at 10.
Stag, send me the code you got in on your text.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Kyla. Here.
It says don't share it with anyone else.
Okay. Well, I can't add you to the phone number if you don't share it.
Thank you, Kai.
You want some breakfast? You didn't have any. 608-124. All right. 608.
Wait,
1, 2.
going outside.
Has Susan made it back in?
No. Oh yeah, she's here. Hi, Susan.
Oh,
Hey,
yep.
Susan. If you're muted, we
muted.
might not be able to hear you.
Leha is doing, you can do curbside pickup, and then if you tell them your neighborhood has enough people that want it, they'll come deliver it. But I live in Goochland, so
We
I've
have
never
to have
had
like
Indian
100
food. Wow.
people.
I've never ever had Indian food.
oh my
It's amazing, Rachel. You're moving out.
god, we will go. I forced Ashley to go try it because the first time she tried it with someone else, she didn't like it, and
Well,
we
I
learned.
vote we have a picnic in the Anoka parking lot on Friday for lunch.
Oh, that would be so good.
What
I
is
don't
Anoka?
know what any of that is, but I've
Anoka.
never tasted Indian food, and I don't ever plan on it.
Wait.
It's so good, Elena.
Your
food is good.
I'm telling
The-
you.
I
You like
can't
it?
the smells. I can't get past the smells.
No, it's so good.
Gotta like curry. I love curry.
Well, there's a lot of different types of curry. There's some bad curries out there for sure.
Brad is telling me that I have to tell you guys that if you like Indian food, you have to try the Market Cafe near Innsbruck. He swears it's like the best Indian food ever, and it's a secret.
I didn't know that was even an Indian place.
Isn't
Yeah,
that like
it
in
is.
7-Eleven?
Tell him thank you for that.
It's in the back. He said it's in that. So like when you walk in, you have to go to the back. And I mean, I've heard several people say it's like to die for.
But yeah, to die for.
I
No, but no,
didn't know what it was.
Brad's Indian clients told him to go there and try it. That's why he trusted them, and he was like, "Okay, let's see." But he says it's awesome. I cannot personally vouch because I won't touch it. I order Chinese when he orders Indian.
Oh, I can't do
No.
Chinese food.
The best ethnic food comes from the sketchiest places. It's true.
So they have
Right?
that's true. That's
Yeah.
the
It's dead accurate. It really
There's
is.
a really sketchy Thai food place in Mechanicsville, right down the street from my house. Like it looks like the place needs to be condemned from the outside. Like the building looks awful, but then as soon as you walk in, it's nice. Like it's not fancy, but it's
That's
the
like
best
the
Thai
Indian
food.
culture. They're like, let's save money on the exterior. Who cares what we look like? Let's be
Yeah.
smart business people. Who weeds
So-
out the phonies.
All
Hey,
right,
I have a quick
Kat, you ready?
question. I have a quick question about real estate.
Oh,
You're very quiet, Rachel.
Huh?
You're very quiet.
I can hear.
Were you being facetious?
That's the first time that anybody's ever
maybe-
told her that in her life.
I know.
Let me turn my volume. Maybe it's my volume. I feel like I can hear everybody else. No, it's
I
not my
can hear.
volume. Okay.
Have Rachel.
Anywho, what about the people that on Boomtown that say they opted out? Do you still email them?
The opt out. No, you can't email them. You shouldn't email them. If they opt out of communication, you shouldn't. But I'll jump on a call with you and Jason after this and give y'all some tips.
Okay.
I
Pat,
feel
you
like
ready?
we have like this weird mustache thing going on today that I didn't see yesterday.
Me? Oh,
it
it's just
camera?
unshaven for 2 days. This is 2 days worth of growth.
That wasn't there yesterday. Like,
Well, yeah, it
He had a
wasn't.
filter
It
on
wasn't
yesterday.
as prevalent. I didn't shave yesterday,
huh?
and you didn't even notice it.
No.
Yeah, I cannot grow anything. Every other guy in my family can grow thick beard. Well, I should say my dad grows a really thick beard, but
Tyler can't grow facial hair, and I prefer it like that.
baby face Tyler.
Kevin was taking beard growing vitamins at one point.
Oh, did it work?
That's funny.
No, I like Tyler to. I'm like, no, you just shave and you just keep your boyish some good luck.
Yeah,
Boyish good looks.
I love shaving. I like it when he shaves and he purposely feels like he wants to be the hairiest person ever because of that. Like he just wants to challenge me. So it's my birthday on Friday though, and I'm turning 30. So I was like, I can't do anything to celebrate my 30th birthday. So please at least shave.
Shave everything.
Can we at least make that happen?
That's fair.
Just present.
Nice to meet you. Okay, fine.
All right, Kat. Do you have something to
No.
share, like a presentation, or just a talk?
No, we're gonna just have a heart to heart. Okay, friends.
Huh.
We're gonna
Okay,
have a
cool.
heart to
All right,
heart. We would
let's
like
go
to
for it.
encourage plenty of participation, talking participation with this. So a few things. So I want to talk about motivation, mostly because I feel like what we're in right now can make motivation a difficult thing this period of time. And I am referring to myself when I'm including myself on that. Lola, no, stop. Sorry. So a few things that I think help, but then I really want to focus on are why. One is trying to put structure around our days. And one of the things that I have been doing for a long time, is during certain hours of the day, only listening to self-improvement audio. So it can be very tempting in our role because you're not in an office where people are monitoring what you're listening to spend a lot of time between the hours of 9 to 5 or 7 to 7 listening to music or streaming things that are entertaining, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like the daytime hours are times that we could be using to self-educate and self-improve. And then on top of that, you're not necessarily going to be motivated but so much if you're just listening to Taylor Swift all day. But there's a lot of great podcasts out there where you can listen to these people who've done incredible things. And even if you're not totally paying attention to it, if you're like me and you like to have some sort of audio on while you're doing admin type stuff, which we could get into the problems with that too, because multitasking is not necessarily good for you. But I think that not only can it motivate you, it also makes you a better person. So I just like to encourage everybody to maybe like think about how much time you're listening to things like music or Lola, stop. Sorry, she's trying to eat all Kyla's raisins. Think about how many hours you're listening to things like music and entertainment audio, and then think about how many hours you're listening to stuff that's self-improvement. because really there should be a healthy balance there. So for me, I like to set certain hours of the day where I'm not listening to entertainment audio. And especially when you're stuck at home all day, having a little bit of boundaries for yourself could be really healthy. So that's one thing that I just wanted to say that I've been working on. And we're coming back around to it because I got bad with that with Kyla. But it's not good for her 1-year-old. Lola, your face. It's not good for her 1-year-old personality to be around, I don't know, in front of a screen and all day long. She starts to turn into a pill. So anyway, but what I really want to talk about is your why. And some of you have heard Daniel talk about this before. Some of you have not. Some of you may not even know what that means. But your why is your reason, the bigger picture of why you do what you do every day. Your career, the choices that you make in and out throughout the day. What is it that drives you? What's the ultimate goal? The ultimate goal. So not like, oh, I'd like to make $10,000 in August. Like, that's a great goal, but it's not the ultimate goal. It's not the end game. So what is the end game? And for me, the end game is my family. So Tyler, okay. So Tyler and Kyla and my unborn children, they are my why. And I envision being able to give them a life where we make choices for our family and we make choices for our children. Kyla, please don't touch the computer, my love. And we make choices for our children that are based on what's actually best for them, not what we can afford. So, like with this pandemic situation we have is a great example of something real estate has done for me, is made it possible that it is an option for me to have a home birth and me to have a pediatrician come to the house when this baby is born. That's not something that insurance pays for. You have to pay out of pocket. In real estate, having this career has allowed us the financial freedom to make the choice of whether or not we're going to do that based on what we believe is actually best for our family, not based on could we make it happen? We could make it happen because of real estate financially. So we don't have to make choices for our family just based on money. We can make the choices based on what's best for them. And I envision for us one day making the choice about, Lola, please, where they go to school, where our kids go to school, what kind of health care we get, if they need extra help in certain areas, or they have passions that they might be gifted in, anything like that. I would like to make choices for them that allow them to pursue those things that are best for them, not based on financial limitations. So that's my why, and it drives me every single day. And it's something that I can come back to consistently. So anytime I'm feeling discouraged or I'm feeling down or I'm feeling like worried, I can come back to this why that I have. And it's so powerful for me that I can push past these things. And that's the importance of a why. So it might be tempting to have a why that looks like, I'd really like to get a car. That's awesome. Like if there's a certain car that you want to buy, and real estate can help you do that, but that's not the ultimate goal, and that's not the end game, because it's not like you're going to go buy your minivan and then be like, okay, I guess I'm done with real estate. Like, did everything I needed to do. That's like a more short-term goal. So I'd love everybody to hop on and talk about if you have a why, if you have a driving factor, what that is, or talk about your possible struggle in finding your why. Not everybody has it right away.
good. Mine is similar. Mine is my family, and I have kind of a combination of things. It's my family, and then also it started as like almost like I want to fulfill a legacy thing. Hold on a second, buddy, because for whatever reason, like I think it's important to fulfill, like to fall into the legacy of my parents, grandparents, stuff like that. So I had a grandfather who was a realtor, and I think he instilled kind of that thought in me where, I got into real estate maybe a year, 2 years before he died, and he was just really like, he thought that was the most amazing thing. And he'd tell me all the time, and he was 90 years old, and I'd go to his house and we talk about real estate and stuff like that. And, my uncle, his son, reminds me like probably once a week, he's like, like Dad would be, so proud of you and what's going on, what's happening. So that's a big why for me, for whatever reason it is. And my other grandpa was a builder. And I hear almost weekly, if not monthly, about his reputation that he had for building nice homes, for being a great person, customer service. So that's something inside me that's like, I gotta keep fulfilling that legacy, and keep that trend going. And so I've got this thing inside me that I'm like, I want to continue the family name of, treating people well and being a good person and good business and all that stuff combined. But it's that, and then my family is really the biggest thing. And then I have other passions. My whys have shifted. I tell people all the time, like in the beginning, it was like, I wanted to be a blessing. First of all, I just needed to make money because I had to pay my bills because I was working as a youth pastor, and I was like, that's my why. I gotta pay my bills. Then, when I got to the point, it was like, okay, we're paying our bills, we're fine. It was like, then I realized this business is amazing in that you can help people through one of the most potentially stressful times of their life, one of the most exciting times of their life, and you can be that solid rock for them, that encourager, that counselor. And so now my why has shifted from that into helping real estate agents see their business as that tool, right? And that gets me excited. That gets me going. So when I see real estate agents not only just make a sale, but realize that they can impact people's lives, in an eternal type of way, that's what like is fuel for my fire. Now it's pretty awesome. So, and that's not a money driven. It's like I see successes, and it's not necessarily tied to finances, So that's mine right now.
And that's a good point, that it can totally evolve over time, and like which things push you harder and what's important to you in that moment. I mean, before I got into real estate, when I was in college and when I was a loan officer, it was not a legacy thing, but kind of like I have been given so much and I felt like I owed it, like almost to my parents. Like they had helped me so much and help pay for college and everything. And so like there, I did really well in college, and it was 100% like, if I literally in my 3.5 years getting my degree did not miss one class. If I did, I would feel like my parents paid for this class, and I'm like, basically like, screw you and your gift. So that was like a driving factor, and becoming a lawyer, showing like I was worth the investment almost. And then it evolved because I got married and started a family.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anybody else?
Oh no, I'll wait.
Mine. Oh, sorry, Ashley. You want to go? It was funny because Ashley and I were talking about something a little bit similar yesterday. I was like, I really want a Range Rover one day because I really do. That's my short term. I say short term, but like, not my overall goal. But I would just love to be able to have it like paid off, like not paying enormous monthly payments for the rest of my life. But my bigger why is very similar to Katarina, where it's my family. It's Brad, it's me, it's Lucas. One of the overarching things is health. We were a little bit ridiculous on the healthy side. And it's expensive. To go to certain doctors are expensive. To buy certain foods and vitamins is expensive. I wasn't able to breastfeed after I had Lucas due to some medical complications of the birth. And to find formula that I felt comfortable giving this infant that didn't have man-made particles and things that I didn't know, let me just tell you, it was off the charts. I mean, we almost had to ship it from Sweden. Like there was like, because I was like, I can't find anything in the US that would even like, I would feel comfortable giving him. But I mean, it was expensive, and it's things like that where I want to be able to give him something that I'm comfortable with that might be on the hefty side of the financials, but I want to be able to do it. I don't want to be doing something I'm uncomfortable with because I have to say I can't afford it. So very similar to Katarina with that. And also I was not blessed enough to have my college paid for. I was in a situation in which my parents could have helped, but chose for me to go down a different path and earn it myself, which is fine. But it was really, really, really hard. And every semester, I didn't know if I was going to be able to continue school because I didn't know if I was going to be able to get that loan. And then when I did get the loan, I got the worst loan. I was 18, 19 years old with like no credit history. So I got these private loans in conjunction with federal loans. I wasn't given any aid because they said your parents have enough money to help you. It's not our fault that they won't. So I got no help, and I took out these loans with these astronomical interest rates. And once I graduated, I had to start paying them all back. And I'm still paying them all back. And it's a very huge burden on me, and I hold resentment that I didn't really get the help that I wish I had. So our thing with Lucas is I don't want him to pay for college. I don't want him to have to pay a dime if we can help it, because I don't want him to have to go through the struggles that I've gone through. And I've had to change career paths because I was supposed to go to law school, and I couldn't financially do that because I was still paying my undergrad student loans. So I just want him to be able to have the freedom and the power to do what he wants to do and not be held back by things like that, because I know how much, it's burdened me in life. So my goal is to be able to pay for it for him. And if we have another child, pay for it for that child as well. So it's my bigger, much, much bigger overall arching goal.
I love that. Ashley, did you have something to say?
Yeah, I'll make mine short though. It's so crazy to listen to Elena because mine is like so similar but a little bit different. So my parents were like, "You want to go to college? Why?" And they're poor, so they didn't have any money. They were like, "You're dumb. Like, why would you want to go to college?" And I'm not saying that college is the answer for everyone, but they were like, "Why don't you just stay at O'Charlie's," which is where I worked from the day I turned 16 until I graduated college. And they were like, "Why don't you just work there and do that for your life?" And I was like, "No, what are you talking about? Like, I can't work in a restaurant my entire life." So anyways, they were appalled that I wanted to go to college. And when I graduated, they gave me like a thumbs up. They were like, "Great job." And that's what I got. Like, literally, they took me out to dinner. I'm pretty sure my Nana and Pop paid for my dinner after college graduation. And Kat and I met in college. So thank God I met someone like her who was like, "No, this is awesome." But my motivation is completely different because I don't have children yet. Like, I have Bobby, but Bobby makes good money. So I don't I need money because I can't mooch off him forever. Right. But, but like mine is just to prove, my biggest thing is not like to prove people wrong, but I don't even know, to have like that legacy that everyone was talking about. Like, Like, I didn't have any support at all. I still don't. Like, my mom is going through a lot, but even when my dad was alive and she was healthy, they were like, why would you go into Ryan Homes? Like, why would you sell homes? Like, that's so dumb. Things like that. And I'm like, what? Like, so I've had like zero support except for good friends like Kat or like Daniel, who came into my life a year ago. But like, without that, so that's basically my motivation, is not like to prove everyone wrong and be like, I stuck it to my parents, but to be like, you can still do it when you have zero support, as long as you have, like your parents, Elena, were able to pay for it but chose not to. That's kind of like really heart-wrenching. But my parents were like, we can't pay for it, and we think it's stupid that you want to go, that you want to better yourself. They're like, you need to stay in this little bubble of Chesterfield forever. I'm like, no, forget that. So that's my short and sweet answer. Not super like deep, but
both stinky situations.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of help. I definitely got a little bit, but in comparison to the hundreds of thousands of dollars, I've got like 2%.
I got like a $200 birthday present from my parents one year, and I cried because they were like, this is what we give you to pay for your college. I was like, it was $24,000. Yeah. They were like, oh. But anyway, continue.
That's awesome, Ashley. I mean, goodness gracious, it's cool to hear that, and it's cool to hear people's stories and understand. I think as a group, just as a company, as we grow and encourage each other and sharpen each other, it's good to know people's backgrounds and what drives them. It just gives me a whole new perspective on you and the success that you're having right now, which is amazing.
You're probably like, no wonder Ashley's so mean.
You're not mean.
I feel like when I tell people that, they're like, oh, no wonder you're so aggressive. And I'm like, what? No.
I would. Yeah. I mean, I would say aggressive is a good word, and driven is a good word.
That's awesome. It's good to be aggressive. Team aggressive. I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's interesting. You and Kat have very different types of backgrounds, but you kind of come to the same type of person and drive. It's interesting that y'all found each other's friends. It's pretty cool.
It definitely, it's so funny because our parents could not be more, like our upbringing, our parents, their philosophies could not be more different. But when I met Ashley in college, and I was like, here's a girl whose parents were like, why would you go to college? And she is working while she's in school full time, and she was like involved in stuff and doing.
Yeah, I forgot. Like, I worked at B-Dubs in Farm Vegas every single day, and then still joined Zeta and that's how Kat and I met, and a business fraternity, and volunteered, and worked, and I had to pay $500 every 2 weeks to Longwood or to stay. Like, it was nuts.
So when I met her and I learned this about her, it's funny because our situations were totally different. I also worked in school, but not the way Ashley had to at all. But when I met her, even though we were so different, I was like, this is my people. Like, this girl, like, this is one of my humans. So you totally can have a different background, but find someone that you're like, our values turned out to be the same.
And I think like the motivation part, like if we all had the exact same motivation, like, I mean, yeah, that'd be great. But like if every single person had the same amount of kids, had the same husband-wife situation, like it wouldn't be unique. And like I'm not gonna, I'm motivated by kids, but I don't have them yet. Like I don't even have, I'm not pregnant, like you're pregnant, you're getting ready to have a kid. My motivation has nothing to do with children right now. But in the future, like, of course, I'm like, okay, I would never want my kids to go through that, like Elena's talking about. So I think it's good that we all have very different motivating factors too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's awesome.
And I think you can tell when someone has a strong why. Like Elena's brand new in this industry, and she's like making these big moves. Motivated by her why if these things weren't important.
Betsy, what's yours?
Yeah, Betsy. Or
Hey
Ben?
guys, I'm literally sitting here. Wow, I didn't think of anything yet. Okay. Well, actually that's not true. I was thinking in the beginning. So I'm really well, this is I don't even know. This is going to sound bad, I guess. Well, I'd like to have the money that I want to fix up my boyfriend's house because it's something I'm more passionate about. You know, it's livable, it's fine. He would like to help, but it's not really his priority and it is my priority. So I definitely want the money to be able to make those decisions, not have to pick, you know, shiplap over tile. I want to be able to put in whatever I want. And I almost feel like it's like, I don't know, like not a competition for me to make more than him, but we are pretty competitive. So maybe I don't think that's a good why. And what else? That's it.
And it's okay to like
I'm
those
sorry.
are
I
goals.
literally took Benadryl for my allergies, and I feel so weird right now. So it's just not a good moment for me.
If those are your goals right now and that's important to you, that's awesome. And like Daniel said, our why evolves and sometimes we have to find it. So like you may still also be in a phase where you're not sure long term what you envision for your life. Like what are these overarching needs that are going to like permeate your existence? These are like huge questions. So it's okay to like have certain things that drive you right now and also be in search for bigger purpose, I think. That's totally okay.
I like that.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, and it's there's no bad why, there's no bad motivation. I think what's important is to tap into the right one in you, right? And I think like what Kat said, I think a lot of people come into the business and if you talk about like what is your why, what's your motivation, it a lot of times it's tied to a dollar figure. I want to make X dollars. I want to, earn $100,000 a year. A lot of people say that's not a why. That's just the result of, the hard work of selling houses. And that's not going to drive you because see, that's going to fade. It's going to eventually fade off because I think this is such a great topic because there's always going to be that time in your career when you're going to question what you're doing because it's going to be hard. It's just going to be hard. I mean, no one has gotten an easy path in this career and found success. So what is going to be that thing that puts fuel back in your tank to keep going when you feel like you're on empty? And you got to tap into that. So you got to know your own. Like you can't have somebody else tell you what it is. And Betsy, you have your own. You can't compare yours to Katarina's or Ashley's or whoever's. You've got to tap into what's yours and own it. And that's yours. There's no shame. There's no expectations of it, but it's got to be something that's deep and important to you. And so keep going through those tough times.
100%. And it one person's why and another person's why can be totally, totally different. And it's something that I think you find naturally also because you realize that that's what's driving you. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, I am choosing this, but like I realize that there's the most powerful thing in my life is my love for these humans that live here. And there's nothing that I wouldn't do for, like, there's literally nothing I wouldn't do for these people. So that's the strongest thing to me in this moment. That's my strongest driver is them. Oh, you brought his dirty shoes inside. Cool. But, and then these things evolve. I'd like to hear Ben.
I saw Ben.
He said he
had
had
to
to
leave.
go. Yeah. He had to jump off.
Well, anyone else share?
Cool. Anybody else want to share? No pressure.
Comments, criticism?
Well, that's good, Kat. Appreciate it. Very good. Very good.
Appreciate you guys. I hope
Here's my wife
that in this
right here. One of them.
is it. Oh, you're all fuzzy. Is it Myra? Oh no, it's Spencer.
Hi.
Hi. Aw,
But I agree that like
good luck.
your motivations are gonna change. Like even
It was Spencer. It was
oh
Spencer.
yeah.
Hi,
Hi.
Spencer.
Yeah, Daniel, you're super delayed. Your internet probably is not doing so great.
Yeah, you're all fuzzy.
Yeah, you're fuzzy and crinkly.
Kyla says
Oh, hi, Kai.
It must be really delayed.
I saw a little baby arm.
Yeah.
And I think a situation like this pandemic, honestly, is a really good. Oh my gosh, is a really good time to pinpoint your why, because you do have to rely on that in a situation like this. You do have to say, like, what is it that's going to keep me courageous? Like, what gives me courage in this time? What pushes me? What motivates me to have a good attitude and remain positive and be ready to tackle this year? What is that? What can push me to that level?
Yeah, like I have financial goals, but I feel like if you always Ryan Holmes is huge about making it all about money. So like if you don't have goals that are around money, they're like, why are you even doing this? And it's like, that's not fair. It can't always be about money, because sometimes you might get in a situation where you still want to help people, but you're not going to make a ton of money off of it, and that's not fair. But like my monetary goals are like, I want to be able for Bobby and I to pay for our wedding. We don't have any family to like help us pay for our wedding that I know of. So I want to be able to pay for that and not be in a ton of debt. Or if we have a child, to not be in a ton of debt from the hospital, like things like that. But those are like short term. Like I'm going to make money. We're going to make money no matter what. But you know, it has to be about like, okay, I want to have a good life. Like I don't want to be in a ton of debt, things like that. But selling my house will do that. So don't sell your house. Kat, we can't hear you if you're talking. I couldn't hear if you were talking.
Your house.
Yeah.
And Daniel kind of said it too, like if you we're looking at a book of animals and insects.
Oh.
Wow. If you work hard, if you work hard and apply yourself, the money will come. That is a natural. Like if you are working hard and you are doing what you should be doing, the money is a natural side effect. Like that is going to happen. It is going to come. But you're totally right. It's temporary. And the money fulfills different goals along the way. So it really, the why has to be bigger than just a number.
I wish Ben didn't leave he talked about in one of his talks, but he has his vision board. Like, I think I don't do that. And I feel like maybe I should have like a little, you know, like on your desk, like write out, remember when you were a kid and you like cut out magazines and were like, this is what I want.
He has a whole lifestyle that he's envisioning his family.
Yeah. Like his vision board. And I feel like if you don't have even like a mental version of that, then you have to have, that's your why. If you like are in your mind and you're like, okay, this is what I envision myself in a year, in 2 years, like that's your why. Right. Yeah. And Ben's is awesome. Crossed off his Tesla. Check.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Sarah, what do you think? You there?
What about Sarah?
Tough woman.
Sorry, I got a lot of noise in the background.
Sarah, I miss you.
I miss you too, Ashley. Like my why.
Yeah.
I feel like I have like my short term, like Kat was saying, and then my long term. My short term is me and my husband have been working to become debt free this year, writing everything down, all of our costs and everything, and we're slowly just chunking it off. And by the end of the year, Cordell, give me the egg. Come here, give me the egg.
All right, put it in the basket. And so by the end of the year, we'll be debt free. So we're really excited about that. But I think my long term is kind of similar to Kat, is my family. I want to get to a point, I feel like when I worked at the bank and I jumped into real estate, one of the main reasons I almost said no was because of finances. We weren't making a lot of money. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to afford to start up to become an agent. So we had to save up a lot of money to do that. And I'm really glad it worked out, because it would have really sucked if it didn't. But it was probably the best choice I made, because now my husband is thinking about changing careers, and we've been going through a lot with that, and he could do it. He could easily change careers, and we would afford it. So it's definitely just, I feel like, makes me feel like my options are more open when I feel more financially comfortable and more stable. We have options to actually do stuff for our family that we didn't before.
I feel like a lot of it is like lifestyle. That's what you're saying, like the lifestyle that you want.
Yeah, like I feel like we were really limited when, our income was really, really low and we couldn't do much at all. And now as our income is growing, we just have so many more options. We can do stuff more for Cordell and change our lives around. So I think right now that's Cordell. Okay. Well, Cordell is making scrambled eggs right now. Oh my gosh. She ran out, got the eggs in the chicken coop, are putting them in a pan, and are stirring them up. Okay.
I think
He wants to be a chef. Problem solved. Yeah. He already picked his career. Fresh. Farm fresh.
Tell him that is not. Oh gosh. The paying off debt is that is awesome that y'all are doing that this year. Like, that is huge. And then I love that you talked about your husband, because it's like so easy to be like, laugh for my littles. Like, of course, look at her. Of course. But it's also like, Tyler is, when I talk about my family, Tyler's my only permanent family. Your husband's the only one you get to keep. The rest of them are going to leave you, or that's the idea. And like, I've told Tyler, and it is part of my, like, when I talk about making choices that aren't just like what's just possible financially, part of that is like, if he wants to change careers or he has a dream that he wants to chase, I want him to be able to do that. The only way to do that is if I have a career that is financially secure. So I love that you mentioned your husband and like giving him freedom. It's not just our freedom or freedom for our kids, but it's also freedom for our spouses, which is why they put up with this tough career. I know. And I think
men.
And you have put, I love that it was a sacrifice to get licensed and like make this jump. And you can tell that you're serious about it because you're so good at what you do.
Thanks, Kat. Aw. It definitely, yeah.
I feel like a reminder to include the hubbies in our goal plan. Brad wants to open his own gym. That's his goal, or do his own thing, fitness, whether that be online or whatever he decides to do with it. But we're like, okay, yes, but I have to be successful in this first because this has already started, and I need to be able to carry us if need be for him to take that risk, and us still be okay for Lucas and for us. So 100%. Yes.
Yeah, Rex did a lot to sacrifice so I could become an agent, and had to put a lot of faith in the Lord and making sure everything would work out. So he definitely deserves to be able to do what he wants at this point.
I like that. That's awesome.
That's good. Okay, buddy. Cool.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you, Kat. That was really nice just to talk and hear your side of it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
A heart to heart. Thanks to Susan for joining us.
Yeah, hey Susan. don't know.
Oh,
If you can you hear me?
oh yes.
You can hear me?
There she is.
Yeah,
There's
thanks
your
for
video.
inviting
Hello.
me. I feel like I'm the only one that's maybe here from a different brokerage. I don't know. I'm weird like that.
No, that's okay. We like new people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. We love to have you.
Yeah, I just wanted to check you guys out, see what you were doing, and
Cool.
so I will tell you a little bit about me and my why. I started out. I've been working, up until 2009. I was working in the healthcare field as a nuclear medicine tech, and I'd been doing that for like 18 years, and handling nuclear medicine, radioactive materials, that kind of thing. It was like, what's the time limit you should handle those? So, I got married, and my husband, he works at Siemens Medical Solutions. And so he was in a position where he told me, hey, if you want to go do something else, go ahead and go do something else. And I just started thinking that, maybe this was enough handling of the radioactive stuff. So I had made previously a couple of real estate deals, in like investment type deals that have worked out really well. And so since I had good results with that, like 2 times before, I thought maybe I should get a real estate license. So I decided that that was what I was going to do. And so I got the real estate license, and of course now I don't really have the time to do any of the investment stuff anymore because real estate's all consuming. But I think I got into this because in the medical field you're helping people, and then I also enjoy helping people through the real estate transactions. It's a scary time for them, just like it is in the medical field. A lot of people are doing scans and for cancer and all kinds of bad things, and it's nice to be able to comfort them, walk them through what they're going through. So I kind of feel like real estate is similar, but maybe just on a different level of seriousness. It's still very serious. I mean, you're handling probably people's largest investment in their lifetime. But I really enjoy helping them and working through that, and also the choices that it's allowed us to be able to do, making purchases at the home here, and updating things, and just the financial freedom that it has given us. When I first met my husband, he had a kitchen that was from, I first went into his house and saw his kitchen. It was like going back into time because he just never really sees any of the use of, if it's still functional, he'll still use it. But he doesn't like to spend money and do things and that kind of thing, and I do. I like to update things. I like to have nice things. And so he was like, hey, if it's a table and you can set a glass on it, it's fine. So he's very practical that way. But yeah, I really enjoy helping people, and just the financial freedom, the ability, like this pandemic, it's allowed me to be able to stay home, not have to go to the hospital and risk my life working with patients and stuff. I worked at VCU Hospital, and if you don't think there's a lot of germs at VCU, then you haven't been there. But I'm still dealing with that when my husband comes in, because he's going around to all these different hospitals. So, I'm telling him, take your shoes off at the front door and go directly to the sink and wash your hands. But it's just now I'm dealing with it as secondary, from him. But yeah, I enjoy hearing all of you guys, your why, and that was very interesting to see where you guys are all coming from, and thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, good hearing yours and good having you. Yeah, these conversations are great. Like I said, I think it's good for us, just as we're working together, to know each other's motivations, and so we can help motivate each other during certain times. So, but anyway, that's awesome, Susan. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we're doing these Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So feel free to join us, led by different folks each time, different topics, and it's been great. I think I got something. My 2-year-old is tossing a hamster around right now. So.
Oh no.
He's ready for his Chick-fil-A.
I feel like Susan makes a great point. Like,
No, I told them that they finished their.
no, they're supposed
Go
to
ahead.
get Chick-fil-A.
Go ahead.
Sounds like they're not going to. Susan makes a great point about the blessing of having the option to stay home, and I hadn't even thought about that. I've been really busy having a bad attitude, wondering, or trying not to have a bad attitude, wondering how I'm going to work and keep my baby safe at the same time. But like, what a great point that there are people that have to go to an office or a workplace that may not be safe, and it's not an option. And someone who's like super pregnant like I am wouldn't have a choice. You would just have to go do what they make you do, what you have to do for your income. And instead, I get to have an option of how I run my business and what terms I run it on to feel like I'm keeping my family safe. That's a huge blessing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's a great point. Great point.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I'm glad you brought that up, Susan, because we've just been complaining about being home and not being able to do as much. But really, there are several people who wish they could make the choice to stay home.
Awesome. Well, it's 11, so good chat. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Kat. Thanks for all y'all for joining in. Thanks, Susan.
Thank
And,
you.
Yeah.